My mic sounds nice. If I can get you to stop blowing, fan, that would be nice. Right about now, as you can see, in the place to be, we're not talking about geometry, history, or biology. So, Sandy D, explain it to me. Have a Coke and a smile.
On volleyball, so that has not changed.
Yeah, I hear something. It's I don't know. I typically don't hear it, whatever it is. I usually don't hear that.
If I cut the mic down, can you hear me as well? Or no?
I'm still hearing you clear,
Okay,
and
so what I
it's
might do,
it's still
see,
picking up whatever it's picking.
yeah, this damn fan, and I don't know how to cut off the fan.
Is the fan on the laptop?
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. And I hear what you're hearing,
Wow.
but it's just a
Right. Kind of like that.
yeah.
Yeah, kind of like that.
If I cut off the mic, then what?
And we're live.
I liked it on Facebook.
Follow us on Twitter. Insights.
Yeah.
2 I's in the middle. INSIIGHTS.
All right, y'all.
I don't know if you like that. All right, y'all, or hearing that ticket. I don't know which one of those you is your thing the most. How you doing, Rick? And welcome everybody to Insights, Mick and Rick.
Coach, I love the ticker. I love the ticker because it tells me that it's going to save me. But my favorite is all right, y'all. That's how we do it. That's how we do it up in here. I mean, give it to them straight, no chase.
Oh, that's it.
Better set your own pace because
Oh,
we ain't playing in this
oh.
jank. What up, jank? I see y'all. What's up, folks? Ready for another edition. What we got this week, Coach?
Man, we always got something, but every now and then somebody's trying to slip a sunrise past a rooster. They just can't do it.
Can't do it.
Try to slip a sunrise past the rooster. But we try to stay on top of it. Boy, our social media, we were just talking about it before we came on the air. The social media for us is just blowing up. That our Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn, all of it's just, woo, it's going pretty good. Not even to mention the Big Ben high school game of the week that we had last week with Ricketts and Leon. Man, that thing ended up being pretty good.
Oh,
and
wow.
then this week, we got Godby. Well, I guess I got the wrong game on each one of them. It is what it is. You know, that battle of Southside, Ricketts and Godby going at each other, boy. I don't care what it is. They've been talking jump back and forth to each other, but we'll go back to last week. Last week, well, we got more comments about it, even on our social media posts. Ricketts' score is explosive. Ricketts is explosive. Coach told you have to score 35 points to beat him. He might be right. Second play of the game, they went off tackle for about 70 yards. Mm. And my spotter, grandson, Jeremiah, he yelled it in the box, touchdown, touchdown. Yeah, he's doing a victory lap in the press box. Press box not bigger than this and this. He's so excited watching the game. And now he really did a good job spotting. Coach Gary and I, coach from Minnesota, almost 20-something years of coaching. He was my co-host, but Jeremiah was the spotter. He took his job seriously, had his cell phone out and identifying players by their name and number. And he did a really good job until halftime. We sent him down to get some frozen ice. Man, I tell him he was like the 100 because the third quarter, he didn't do no work.
Gone. It's over.
Sitting there eating his frozen ice with his mouth turning blue. I mean, he was content then. It didn't matter to him what happened. He was done. But Ricketts was explosive. It's going to be interesting to see how they do this Friday, because the high school game of the week is Ricketts and Godby. Boy,
oh boy.
Those two schools, I tell people, it's Florida State, Florida. It's Bethune-Cookman, Florida A&M. It's Alabama State, Alabama A&M. In a high school game, it's like Reigns and Reebok. You know, they told us about Reigns and Reebok. We had to go to Reigns and Reebok game to see. Oh, man, it was like a miniature FAMU Bethune-Cookman. Mm-hmm. A parking lot that had been out there since 7 o'clock in the morning cooking. People were set up with reunion tents and all type of things. Man, it was a little special. I need to put it up there. Reigns and Reebok. We appreciate it. Phyllis King from Merritt Island. Merritt Island Mustangs, boy, they always support. Merritt Island Mustangs, we appreciate you. Always with love and support. Sports Diva called it the Soul Bowl in Jacksonville. It was everything it was supposed to be. It really was all of that. But Coach, how's it been going on your end?
Besides the house leaking every daggone where, everything's been great. Getting ready for Polk County. We're almost there. We're counting the weeks. It's September 13th. Remember the date. We're coming. We're there. We're there. I'm not going to tell you. Remember Flintstones. That's my only clue right now. I may have another clue at the end of the night. But Flintstones, the rock quarry. That's where he worked, right? At the quarry in Bedrock. Yeah.
I don't know. All I remember about the Flintstones is when Halle Berry was on there. It gave a different twist to it. Gave a different twist to it. Yes, sir. I'm Merritt Island people. Your homeboy, Bubba McDowell, down there at Prairie View A&M. I believe we got Prairie View A&M ranked in our top 10 HBCUs in the preseason poll. He's doing an excellent job with them. But we're going to give you that top 10 in Black college football here in a little bit. We're going to tell you that. But we have so much to get to. I mean, we're getting so much positive feedback on the extended interviews that we did with John Grant from the 100 Black Men with the MEAC SWAC Challenge game taking place this weekend, Florida A&M and Norfolk. And Norfolk State's quarterback has been deemed ineligible for the first few weeks. They need everybody if they think they're going to beat us. So, and the fact that they really don't know what we're doing because we got a whole new system in, and we bring a lot of those guys back. And Kelvin Dean at running back, preseason second in the SWAC from Tallahassee Ricketts, was MVP, offensive MVP for the Celebration Bowl. Ricketts just being represented, so it's gonna be hard to do something with FAMU. I've seen a lot of polls. We have our own, but my thing is, and I'll elaborate on a little bit more, I just think that when you defend the national champs, it's like until somebody beats you, you still a defending national champ. So I can't see them being 5, 6, 7, and 8. They may lose 2 or 3 and get down there, but not coming out the gate.
Right.
That's almost like Florida State being undefeated and not getting a bid at all last year at all. And taking teams that had lost the game. That you play who's on your schedule and they say, oh, well, your quarterback hurt, so you're not going to be any good. So we're not going to let you get in. I'm talking about backroom politics.
That was some garbage, most definitely. But I do agree with you. Wow, I agree with you. Straight early on, I agree with you.
That's a problem in this. That's issue and a problem right there.
Yeah, I'm a little worried about that. But the defending champion should always be on that top line until they fall off, or until they show that they're not championship worthy. I've always believed that. Norfolk State's going to come in. You mentioned their quarterback is ineligible, their starter, but they have a guy transfer from, I cannot remember, from Power 5 school, who's supposed to be pretty good. So while the other guy has the experience of knowing the playbook back and forth, this guy has experience as well. So fam better not come in there lackluster or thinking that they can rest on last year.
No, they're not coming like that. That's a home game in Atlanta. You heard John Grant say that's Tallahassee North, so they're gonna be they'll be ready. They won't come. That is not a game where they'll be looking past anybody. If you sleep on the first game of the season, then I think coach didn't really light enough fire in you to get you going.
Or you don't have the right players, because it's the first. You're supposed to be excited for the first game of the season, even if you're sitting on the bench. I mean, it's the first game. This is what this is what you worked so hard for right here, right now. And you're right. No one knows what FAM is going to bring because we have never seen this offense before. So I'm excited to see what they have and what they're going to offer on both sides of the ball. We'll see.
It's going to be interesting to see. It really is. It's going to be interesting to see. Now, one of the things, and you had a thing that you've done here about the WNBA, the second half of the season. As a coach, we used to always worry about, especially at Christmas, we tried to keep them playing as long as we could. And then if we brought them back as soon as we could after Christmas, because you didn't want to have 2 seasons, that's during the time you would try to make a trip or go something special. So it'd be worth the kids staying to go somewhere different than they normally go. And there's nothing to argue about the Olympics, but I'm curious to see what Rick Brown has about the WNBA and the season there. So I'm really interested to see this piece you did, Rick.
The WNBA has enjoyed an influx of talent that has given the league a lot of exposure beginning the 2024 season. With the league entering its final month of the year following the Olympic break, there are still a few observations and questions that need to be made and answered. First, the rookies have been legit. Many people wanted to see how Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese, amongst the other rookies, would adjust to the league. Just fine if I say so myself. Starting the second half after the Olympic break, Indiana Fever's Clark leads the WNBA in assists, while Chicago Sky's Reese leads the league in rebounds. It should be interesting to see how they respond following the month-long break. Is the MVP race over? Let's keep it 100, folks. Los Angeles Aces' A'ja Wilson is the best women's player on the planet. She can score, she can rebound, she can defend, and she's a strong leader. The two-time MVP led the league in scoring and blocks and was second in rebounding prior to the Olympic break. She went to the Olympics and was named Olympic MVP. It was far the best player in the league in the first half of the season, by far. Only 3 players, Lisa Leslie, Cheryl Swoops, and Lauren Jackson, have won 3 WNBA MVPs. Wilson notched MVPs in 2020 and 2022. If history is any indication, 2024 will place Wilson in rarefied air. Finally, speaking of rarefied air in threes, is this year's WNBA title up for grabs? Who is the favorite to take the title? Will the Aces win their 3rd straight title, a feat only the Houston Comets accomplished? Or will the halfway season-leading New York Liberty go pole to pole to claim the title? Or will a team like Connecticut or Minnesota shock the world and make a run to the title? Stay tuned, folks. These questions and more will be answered in the final month of a very exciting WNBA season.
So you caught what I was saying, too, about the 2 schedules. I mean, you got half a schedule and a second half, and I missed somebody opened up and they had all the players from each team with the flags of the countries that they represented in the Olympics, because a lot of the players were playing on their national teams. And I really thought when I saw that was really a nice touch. And Collier, who I remember being at UConn, just when she came, she had 11 points the first quarter. She just looked like she was playing at a faster speed than everybody else. It's hard to duplicate whatever you were doing in practice to game competition. And playing in the Olympics and playing like they were, you were playing at the highest level there.
Game speed is definitely much quicker than practice speed. It no matter what you say, no matter how you get on them, coach, you always say, let's go, game speed. It's hard. You cannot duplicate that. You never know the ups and downs, the ebbs and flows of a game. And so that's why a lot of them probably will be sluggish starting off, except the Olympians. The Olympians are all, they probably got a little recharge after a week or so, and they're ready to go.
Right. It'll be interesting to see. The league is really coming, and the Olympics help grow the Olympics help grow the women's basketball sport. For them to be playing and then go right back to the season where you could see those students, or not those students, but see those athletes that you identified with over the Olympics when you were able to get that time frame right to see them play. That made it a little special. That made it a little special.
4 more years, coach. 4 more years. We just have to worry about the west side, That's all.
So you just have to worry about the West Coast on that, huh?
That's it.
But as the WNBA is in the middle of the season and Major League Baseball, we'll get us something for y'all next week on Major League Baseball. But the granddaddy of all sports,
we're approaching the final NFL preseason game. That means soon and very soon the games will matter. Here are a couple of things that caught my eye during the preseason. Holdouts can be much ado about nothing, especially with the regular season still 15 days away, which is an eternity in contract negotiations, mind you. However, for the Bengals, Niners, and especially Cowboys, things tend to get amped up to the nth degree whenever anything happens, or in this case, doesn't happen. Is it just me, or does Cincinnati seem to bungle things up at exactly the wrong time? Top receiver Jamar Chase wants a contract extension that doesn't appear to be on the horizon. Last month, team president Mike Brown said a deal would not likely get done prior to the regular season. Without Chase, how would that affect quarterback Joe Burrow? Is Chase prepared to sit out regular season games? Who will blink first? For a team with aspirations of a long playoff run, this is not a good start. For San Fran, if Brandon Ayuk sits out, it won't hurt them as bad. I mean, between CM3, Deebo Samuels, and George Kittles, quarterback Brock Purdy has plenty of potent weapons to navigate through the season. As of now, no deal or trade is imminent. This is definitely one to keep an eye on. In Dallas, well, that's another issue with last year's NFL leading receiver CeeDee Lamb. NFL insiders and the Cowboys themselves believe a deal will eventually get done. However, the more it drags out, the more animosity can arise. While one player doesn't make an NFL team, look at it this way. CeeDee Lamb makes Dakota Prescott look like Tom Brady. Without him, you can't tell if that's Dakota Prescott or Daniel Jones behind center. Also, another thing to be aware of, if and when the receivers do sign, how long will it take them to get into playing shape? While I'm all for players getting their bags, receivers are prone to a lot of soft tissue injuries. Holdouts, while sometimes necessary, aren't always a good thing. Moving on, the NFL world went crazy when a record 6 quarterbacks were taken in the first 12 picks of the 2024 NFL Draft in April. We all knew Chicago's Caleb Williams and Washington's Jaden Daniels were drafted to start immediately. We also figured New England's Drake May, Atlanta's Michael Penix, and Minnesota's J.J. McCarthy would start their careers on the sidelines. McCarthy, unfortunately, because of a knee injury. But that left Bo Nix, who many wondered why was he picked so high in the first round. Well, for Denver, the passer who started 61 games for the Auburn Tigers and Oregon Ducks, he's outplayed the veteran quarterbacks on the Broncos squad, having many people believe that he is ready to be Sean Payton's starter. That being said, this is just preseason, and teams haven't begun game planning defensively yet. Once they go with Nix, they have to keep him in there, because if you pull him, you may lose him mentally. But Sean Payton's been through this before. And if he thinks he has his new Drew Brees, the rookie may indeed be designated as QB1.
Give us a thought.
A lot of things here. Bo Nix he's played well during the preseason. The thing is, you just don't know if it's legit or not because of defenses, other teams. Are they playing? Are they just trying to get players to the regular season? A lot of teams this preseason wouldn't play their starters. Starters not playing at all. I think
Cleveland Browns.
Cleveland. and many more. They're just trying to get to the regular season, and that I understand because heck, although that doesn't promise you anything because Aaron Rodgers made it through the preseason last year, and then 4 plays into the regular season, he was gone. So there's a balance. Kansas City plays their starters all 3 games.
Mm-hmm.
Baltimore doesn't. It depends on the coach if he's squirmish or not. I don't know, but it'll be interesting to see. I like what I'm seeing from the rookies though. They're playing. They've done what they've expected to do: come in and perform. From Caleb to Jaden, even Michael Penix's first game that he got in. He's not playing the last 2 preseason games, but he even played well. So this rookie class is something to keep an eye on, and I wonder if all 5 of the 6 will be able to play this year, and if we could compare them to the 84 Dan Marino quarterback-led squads. But only time will tell that. And the holdouts coach, man, I love when players are like, hey, you got to give me. I mean, I'm on the last year of this deal. If I get hurt, you ain't gonna pay me. So I understand the holdouts. Some instances, though, Brandon Ayuk, for one, doesn't have a leg to stand on. He's not there. I mean, he doesn't mean as much he means a lot. Don't get me wrong. He's a great receiver, but if he goes down, San Fran is so talented. CeeDee Lamb, on the other hand, had 137 receptions last year for Dallas. If he doesn't play, and are the players ready to say, hey, look, I'm betting on myself, so I'm not going to even play the regular season. I'll skip the first game of the year. So they're going to give up a paycheck, trying to get the bag long term. This is going to be fun the last 15 days before the regular season starts, just to see who blinks, who will say, okay, all right, sign him. I don't think Dallas will. They're stupid, though, so you know how I feel about them. Shoot.
Cleveland hadn't played theirs, and Deshaun didn't practice today. They held him out, sore shoulder. And they're down to the 5th and 6th tackles have gotten hurt. So there's some discussion that he might not play anyway this weekend because they don't know that they'll even be able to protect him so that he'll be standing up by the time Dallas comes to town. So it's different people have different things going on now. Cleveland's extremely confident was what's going on. They had the rookie running defensive tackle from Ohio State got arrested for domestic abuse, allegedly with a gun to the head of his girlfriend, allegedly saying that, we're going to end it and you won't see tomorrow. Dragging her mother actually called the police. And a lot of people in Cleveland, myself included, were really surprised that he's been to practice and played in the last scrimmage, in the last exhibition game. They're really surprised with how Cleveland has handled that. So it's a little interesting.
Is Cleveland becoming Oakland Raiders East?
Don't ask me.
You're all things Cleveland.
But don't come to me no bullshit. You go ask me. I'm not the owner. Ask me that. And then necessarily I agree with how they're doing that one. So we will see what happens.
But I like it, Coach, because look, you're innocent until you're proven guilty. That's what our system is supposed to be about. So many people jump to conclusions right away and say, oh, yeah, he's guilty. And when all the facts are laid out, you find out the real story. Not saying this one way or the other with this guy, but I kind of like when a team pumps his brakes and say, hey, until we find out what's really going on, it's business as usual. I have no problems with that.
And Sports Diva. Yeah, good point, Rick. Good point. No.
All right, Coach, we got you squared away. All the way out to the edge of the sidewalk there. Coming on around. Let me zoom out as much as I can. But we're looking good in the front. Let me whip you around. And you can see where it's starting to dry. That's what it's pretty much gonna look like as we keep going. Take you down sidewalk there. That's pretty much what you'll be looking at. Now you got some water here.
Cassius Marcellus Clay in 1810. He was born into one of the wealthiest slave-owning families in Kentucky. However, while studying at Yale, he heard the radical abolitionist William Lloyd Garrison speak. It was a powerful experience that seriously challenged the beliefs Cassius was raised with and set him on the path to embracing abolition. This prominent son of wealthy slave owners later served 3 terms in the Kentucky House of Representatives, where his anti-slavery views led to attacks and assassination attempts. The stories of Cassius Clay fighting off assailants sound like the stuff of legend, almost like an early day John Wick. During a heated public debate, for example, a hired killer fired a bullet into his chest just as Cassius was unsheathing his bowie knife, which took the hit and saved his life. Despite having just taken the impact of a bullet, he tossed a would-be assassin over an embankment after he sliced off his nose and one of his ears. When 6 men wielding knives and clubs attacked Cassius at a public meeting, he was stabbed in the back, but he was still able to end the fight by gutting one of them and causing the rest to flee. A decade and a half later, Cassius Clay would organize the defense unit that protected the White House when the Civil War erupted. It also must be said, like most white people who opposed slavery during his career, Cassius Clay called for the gradual rather than the immediate end to slavery. As it was said, Clay freed those people whom he personally held enslaved at his estate at a loss of $50,000 to himself. Furthermore, much of the reason why Cassius wanted to end slavery was because he worried that it drove down wages for white people. 9 years after Cassius Clay's death in 1903, a man named Herman Heaton Clay, whose ancestors had been enslaved by the Clay family. Remember, during that time, a lot of slaves took on the surname of their owners. Herman Heaton Clay named his son after this knife-wielding abolitionist. The Cassius Clay born in 1912 would later name his son Cassius Clay Jr. He became known to the world as Muhammad Ali.
Wow. And that's your history lesson for today's MicknRick show. Good job, Coach. Jeez.
Thank you. When I ran across that, I thought it was an interesting fact that if people didn't know it, they would appreciate knowing it. And so we did a little research to put it together. But to think that, Cassius Clay, Muhammad Ali, he changed his name. As he said, it was a slave name. And they were saying at first that he didn't really know the background of his original name. But the New York Times did a story on it, and they said, he knew. That was one of the reasons he changed it. It said he knew. So I just thought that was extremely interesting. I just really do.
Good job.
Thank you. Now we have a young lady that we have an interview coming with that we cut down some for the show. And we did a piece on her when she was hired at Leon. And I was just kind of impressed by her energy and reached out to her and through her athletic director to do a piece on her. And one of the things that did when we started following her, she turned around on social media and followed us. We've had people that have been on our show and still don't follow us, but she did. And one thing about Leon, kind of like Rickers, Leon's people follow you. If you do something with Leon, they're going to do some things we've done with Tyrone McGriff when he was at Leon. They follow and support their program. But without further ado, I want you to meet and hear and see the energy of their new volleyball coach. Ladies and gentlemen, today we have the new Leon High volleyball coach, new to some, returning to others, Coach Elly Citron Gibson. Welcome to Tallahassee and to Tallahassee Leon. You started over there at one point, didn't you, Coach?
Well, I technically, as a little peewee, I would come over, and my first introduction to volleyball was for Coach Becker here at Leon, but I was just at the little kids camps, and so that was my start when I was a little teeny thing.
Coach Becker's a legend in the air. She is, and she has been just so helpful in the transition, and she's still is diehard, bleeds Leon volleyball, so that has not changed. Well, you have your family is connected to Tallahassee. Your dad was a highly successful collegiate baseball coach.
Track. So he, my grandfather, he coached he was the batting instructor for the Yankees. So he did all the baseball stuff. My grandfather did. And then my dad, he ran track and coached track at Florida State. And then he was the head of the Tallahassee Sports Council after that. So yeah, we've been tied to Tallahassee athletics for a long, long time.
Talk about being in your blood, Coach. That's kind of in yours, huh?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, Mom was a garnet and gold girl, so she was bringing the athletes in, and then and then Dad, like I said, Dad was coaching and running, and still holds records there, and all the fun stuff there. Absolutely.
Well, tell me this, Miss Personality. What is it about Leon that made you decide to come across states to come back to Tallahassee?
Well, we really just, my husband and I, we missed the warm weather. We'll start there. We moved. We were at the beach for about 12 years, and then last year tried to go back to my family in Missouri and spent a year there. And about negative 15 degrees one night, he was like, "What are we doing?" And I was like, "I don't know." So we started talking, and he'd never been here. And I was like, I would love to go back to Tallahassee. Like, I love the area. I was like, I would be really interested. And so we just started looking, and I was like, holy cow, like Leon, when I was here, was the Mecca. I played my freshman year at Florida High, and I love Florida High, still do, even though I'm Leon. But I've always had so much respect for Florida High and what they did for me. But Leon volleyball, like I said, since I was a kid, I was in this gym with my little turtle shell knee pads running around, and here with volley lights. And so, I've always thought that this program just held itself to such a high standard. And so I was excited to get the opportunity to carry on that tradition. Absolutely.
Coach, it's not often you get a chance to come into a program that's one of the premier programs. Usually you have to come in and have to build a program up. What is the difference in terms of responsibility that comes along with being the head volleyball coach at Leon High?
So one of our big things, although this is an established program and has been for a long time, they've been going through so many transitions from, before I even got here with no gym and stuff like that. And so even the girls' motto, when they came up with their T-shirts and stuff, one of their phrases that their little catch lines was, reload, rebuild, restore. So yes, we're absolutely coming in and carrying on the great tradition of Leon volleyball. But the other part of that is putting a new spin on it in a new gym with a new coach and new girls and new faces and making it ours, So yes, the tradition carries on, but we're also making our own.
Okay, with this team and having the success that they've had, and you coming in with them new, do you try to guide them in a certain way, or do you let the team lead itself and see what your leaders do? What is your philosophy in that?
So when I was here a little bit this summer, and I was still living in Missouri, but I'd fly in for a week and see them, and fly back out and fly in. So I was coming in and out throughout the summer, and my assistant Annie, who we'll talk about too, she was amazing in that transition, being here, feet on the ground. So this summer was more, let me see what you guys do. Let me see what you guys are about, how you guys run it already. And so I can get an idea of if things or what things do need to be adjusted. I'm not just going to come in and just, start throwing down the gauntlet and be like, this isn't it. Like, we're changing everything. Like, a lot of what they do is great. And a lot of things we want to work on and adjust to fit our newer style. So, it's a little bit of both, like there are certain things that the girls do that absolutely let's keep. And then there's other things I'm like, let's make this ours. Let's adjust this. So,
okay. What do you see, or who do you see as developing as your leaders for you?
Well, we have a very strong upper class group. Definitely a very strong senior group. We have 4 seniors that are just, they run things, and then just behind them who still run our court are our juniors. So we've got, let's see, Shay and Bella. They're huge on the middles. So like for our program, we're adjusting some girls in some new positions, and they've been so incredibly receptive to that, and it's a game changer for us. So that's really cool. So we've got Kennedy and Riley. They're still doing what they were, but we're playing with it a little bit. And so there's some key players. Kira's back is our libero. We've got a DT who's, big hitter. She's a senior. Let's see, we've got Jessica. She's returning as a DS. And so, we've got a very deep returning group. But then on the flip side of that, we have a huge group of underclassmen who are incredibly strong and growing. And so we're excited all the way around for the future, the current and the future of Leon Volleyball.
Wow, that's exciting, Coach.
It
to
is.
have that leadership, and then have the underclassmen that are your future leaders that are getting it done at an early age.
Oh, and they buy in, and they all hold each other accountable, and it makes that stuff, like the coaching part, easy sometimes when they get on each other and I don't have to. I'm like, okay, all right, so that's one really good thing about this program, that they do. They know how they want it done. They know what it takes to succeed, and they're going to make sure that everyone is pulling their weight to make that happen.
Coach, when do you open up?
So we go to Gulf Breeze tomorrow, a nice 3-hour drive out of the gate.
It is tonight.
That's our first. And then we have our home opener, where we have the ribbon cutting of our gym and our first home game and all that stuff. That's September 17th.
Okay. Coach, you excited?
We're thrilled. Like, today was our first official practice in our gym. These girls, I'm telling you, have been through the gauntlet. Like, this summer, they would come in the morning and lift here at Leon, and we'd all get in cars and we'd go over to Sale and practice over there. And so, like, we've been, even when school started, we're at school, then we stayed for study hall because we had to practice after Sale, and then we had to go to Sale and wait for them to get done. And so, to finally just be in our locker room, have our equipment, be in our gym, it's like, it's amazing.
Coach, I heard you make your commentary about the new gym, and I'm a little slow. It didn't really register on me that you were practicing somewhere else other than your home facility.
Yes, sir. Yeah, I said today. So yesterday they had their red and white scrimmage in there, but we hadn't even practiced in there before. So yesterday was the first time they got to set the net up, and we did our red and white scrimmage, and today was their first practice in there. So it's brand spanking new.
Wow, Coach, the city and the area can't wait to see it. I saw some things you were doing. I thought going in the locker room and.
Oh yeah, so what they've done, from what I understand, they gutted the entire thing. And then, so we've got our own, there's a basketball, like a girls basketball locker room that's just primarily theirs. There's a girls volleyball locker room that's just primarily ours. So, it's very nice to just have your own space, and you don't have to, flip flop in and out of season and stuff like that. And so the girls get to personalize it and make it home. Like, they get to keep those lockers year round, and they get to have lunch in there with their team. And so it's really fun for them to have their own space. We have a big old touchscreen TV in there. We can break down film. The lockers are, the big ones that they can sit in. So everyone kind of have a seat in there. And so they're easing into it. They're excited.
Wow, Coach. But before we close, tell me a little bit about your parent support or booster support, or tell us about that. Leon's support, especially from the Leon alumni, is almost legendary in this area.
It is. And I think that was probably the biggest change of walking into it from any program I've coached. I've dealt with boosters, but it was a school booster. And I've never had our own volleyball booster. So that was, probably the biggest adjustment so far. And one of the things, my booster president, Lindsay, it's absolutely amazing. I mean, our whole board, like, we have the best group of parents, and they are just all so helpful, and they're just so hands-on. And Coach, what can we help with? What can we take off your plate? And I told them from the get, I go, honestly, guys, I don't even know how to utilize you guys, because I've always had to just do it, and I've never had a whole army of parents just jump in like them. And so they are a huge key and crucial part of this program's success. I'm so thankful for you making time to interview us, and our athletic director, he has just been, Riley Bell, for the record, is probably one of the best ADs I've ever worked with. And he has put so much and poured so much into this volleyball program, and you don't always have ADs that do that. So, a huge shout out to him and what he has done for the school and these girls and this program. That right there is how you get where you need to go, is having the backing and support, for sure.
Coach, we appreciate you saying what you said, and we will look to see you again.
Absolutely. I appreciate it. It's good talking to you.
Interesting interview. Her personality comes across in spades. I mean, she's so easy to talk to, and is very, very excited about the program and the program that she came into at Leon.
Wow, it seems like full circle for her, starting at camps when she was just a little tight, and now getting to coach that place. That's pretty cool. But coach, we were chatting a little bit. She said they have their own locker room for volleyball that's outside of the girls' basketball team.
Basketball has their own. Volleyball has theirs.
Oh my goodness. Where do they do that?
And Coach, the locker room large enough they could sit in. The locker is large enough they could sit in. Coach. Now at Leon, volleyball, that's the premier girls program, and they do an extremely good job. I mean, they're excellent, and I never want to underestimate their booster club and parental support group. I mean, she talks about them too. She says she's had booster groups before, but never one for volleyball, just sports specific. And she said they do some things to help raise money for the young ladies in the program and do some things. They kind of set the curve around here.
That's awesome. I like hearing that. That's pretty cool. That's just pretty cool.
Yes, sir. And I had something here for you.
This is the coach from the MicknRick show. You can see us Wednesdays live on Insights YouTube at 7:05. We talk about all types of sports topics and information. Everyone talks about Rick and his cup, but he talks quicker and quicker when that bottom is up. I'm just saying. What the damn hell?
That's funny. I think I speak well out of the cup. Tune in and tell me what you think. Mick and Rick, Wednesdays 7:05 on Insights YouTube.
Time out. I need a 30. I need a 30. Man, did y'all see that? The cup was talking. Oh my goodness. Oh, see, I was already tripping that the coach, his voice changed on me. It kind of threw me off. And then I can't do this. He had the cup talking. Oh my goodness.
This is the coach from the Mick and Rick Show. You can see us Wednesdays live on Insights YouTube at 7:05. We talk about all types of sports topics and information. Everyone talks about Rick and his cup, but he talks quicker and quicker when that bottom is up. I'm just saying. What the damn hell?
That's funny. I think I speak well out of the cup. Tune in and tell me what you think. Mick and Rick, Wednesdays 7:05 on Insights YouTube.
This is the cup talking. I'm through. Oh my gosh. I know Sports Diva. I know, right? I mean, oh my gosh. Oh, I'll drink to that.
Your cup got his own spot. Oh, I'll tell you, drink to that.
Oh, what the damn hell. Oh, I'm in tears over here. I'm in tears over here. I've got nothing.
Rick said I got nothing. Rick said I got nothing.
Oh my goodness.
Woo. Oh boy, that was a good one there.
Oh man. Yeah.
That was a good one here. Yeah. I'll let you wipe that water out your eyes while we do this segment.
The
And
insights poll.
Again, huh?
The insights poll.
There you go, the insights poll.
Mm-hmm.
Consistent with what we said, until somebody beats FAMU, they're number one. But you got a real good game, number 2 and 3 in the preseason poll: Alabama State, North Carolina Central, and the Orange Blossom Classic in Miami. If you following HBCU sports at all, that's going to be a good game. The Miami Classic had that Orange Blossom Classic has a good game down there. You know, they really do. And Prairie View lost a lot of players, but a lot of people are giving credit to Bubba McDowell being able to hold them together. Jackson State at 5, they're saying this might be the best team he's had since he's been there. So there's going to be some questions answered real quickly. One of the things with so many transfers coming in, you know, at HBCUs, because you might not have played a lot where you're transferring from, doesn't mean that you can't contribute at HBCU when you come in and play, because the talent level is not the same. Let's just be honest. It's not devoid of talent, but it's not 40, 50 4-stars and 5-star recruits on the field at the same time. So you have an opportunity to shine a little bit more. But one of the things that Deion Sanders and Willie Simmons showed Black college football was if you have a quarterback that can throw, you always have a chance to win. Now,
It's anyone.
Quarterback is okay, but when you have one that can drop back and drop a dime, you're always in the game. You know, and that's what Jackson State had with Shadur, and what we had with Musa. And a lot of our fans were not really excited about Musa, you know, but still he was one of the better throwing quarterbacks in the conference.
Yeah.
So we'll see who evolves. Davius Richards left North Carolina Central, the guy from Belgrade who went up there and carried the program. They have a left-handed quarterback that's been waiting his opportunity to play, and he throws that sucker all over the field. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens. You know, Norfolk losing their starting quarterback, I don't see them being 2 touchdowns close to Florida A&M this week. I don't.
And I don't know what to expect. I have no idea. Saturday, 7:30, ABC. ABC. Be there. Check it out.
Hey, what did John say? Have a watch party. You know, those numbers on television mean a lot for them. You know, that means a lot for them. So, you know, if you can't be there, watch the game on the vision. Get a chance to see what's going on.
Hi, how you doing? I'm Coach Lewis from Ricketts High School, born and raised in South City from Tallahassee. I want y'all to make sure you view this insight stuff, man, and make sure you dialed in, because they're gonna broadcast Ricketts High School to the fullest. My guy Mickey Clayton and his staff gonna do a great job, and make sure you part of it now, because it's gonna be a blessing. It's gonna be a show, and they're gonna have exclusive rights to this Ricketts High stuff. You don't hop on in, all right? Thank you.
I appreciate it, Coach, and of course, I always thank Insights for covering high school sports. You all kind of open that door for
rights,
high school sports to be
you heard it right here.
Viewed by those on the outside.
Remember, Insights to do it.
And I know football is doing more
so
now.
how do you become a member?
I think
You don't have to pay anything.
Stations are doing high school football, but you guys are the ones that kind of help open that door for high school basketball to be shown. I know you've been doing it for some time, but we appreciate your support.
All right. Hey guys, this is Coach Citron, the new head volleyball coach over at Leon. Just wanted to tell you guys, go on, make sure you follow Insights. They are top notch, exactly who you should follow for all your sporting needs. Thanks, guys.
Thanks,
Thank
Coach.
you. Well, hey, it's good to feel appreciated. Thank you for all those people that are going back, still watching the Ricketts Leon game, and for the coaches that have watched it, and just the ones that have given me a shout out in terms of watching the game and doing some recruiting from their desk in their office. That was one of the things that one of the reasons that we always did what we do, to provide opportunities for these student athletes.
Hashtag. Oh, I threw the alley. You didn't oop it. Hashtag.
It's about the kids. Oh, my bad. I thought you were going to finish it. Oh.
You already said I shoot too much, Coach. I'm trying.
It's about the kids. Hey,
it's about the kids.
Polk County Game of the Week coming soon, y'all.
Think 10. Think 10. Think 10. That's all.
Your attention, please. Stay up to date with the latest from Insights. Visit our website at insights.com. 2 I's in the middle. INSIIGHTS.
Insights is the copyright of Mac4 Enterprises, a Florida corporation. This broadcast is produced under the exclusive ownership of Mac4 Enterprises and is the intellectual property and trademark of Mac4 Enterprises. Comments of the host and other individual speakers on Insights represent their independent thoughts and representation. Talk.
We appreciate y'all. We'll see you next week with another sports information deluge. We're going to keep you up to date with what's going on. Thanks, everybody.
See y'all next time. Go Rattlers.
Go Rattlers.